All right, Kenman here, and it is time for another installment of the All in a Day Challenge. You're at home. You can't leave the house. You need a knife, and you need it right now. All in a day. In our world and society that we live in, we have this weird capability. I can go online, I can research, I can find a knife, I can order it. It can be shipped and delivered, and I can do an unboxing all in one day. Here we are. What did I get this time? Let's find out. All right. We've cut into the bag. Get this out of my way. And boom, we have... What? This is the craziest Civivi box I've ever seen. Mini bag on the floor. We have a Civivi. Woo! You know I like my Civivis. I have quite a few of them. Yeah. I've never gotten a Civivi in this box before, though. This is a new first on the channel. What? Anybody know what this is off the bat just because of the box? Excuse me. But yeah, the All in a Day Challenge is interesting because you never know. And the time of day that you do it, where you live, what your shipping availabilities are, how large the city is, etc., etc. It may change. It may not be available for you, or it may on one day and not on another. Got a sticker, got a little fold on there. That's no problem. Get that out of the way. Holy cow. Again, didn't realize it was so small. Oh man, look at this little key ring that comes with it. Wow. Okay, well, you see the sizes, you see it, and you can't always tell from what you see online. This is a tiny one from Civivi, but it was, I think it was around $40 some dollars. Mini bag on the floor, but it was in the All in a Day. I know my Civivis. I like Civivi. They make some quality stuff. Materials are looking good. I went for it. Wow. She's small. There it is. This is going to tick off a secondary box here. So we're killing two birds with one stone today. Remember that expression? Impression of an expression. It's small. All right. What are we looking at here, Kenman? Today we have a Civivi Mini Elementum pocket knife. Small pocket knife. Holy cow. Less than 2-inch blade. So it's a flipper tab only. Boom. We do have a 14C28N blade there. Less than 2 inches on that blade. It is small. It's got a really nice, long, like horizontal finish to it. I don't know if you can see that. I'll zoom in. Nice look. Clean, small knife. If anything, I'm going to struggle a little bit because of the size. I have a larger hand, and that is tiny. So we have this brass on one side. So a big, nice brass, brass on the show side, and then we have a stainless steel on the other side where the frame lock is. So that frame lock kind of comes into play. I see I'm kind of pushing against it with my thumb. Makes it a little harder to open with the left hand. That's going to come into play. I am a lefty, and if I'm just holding it like this, I kind of have to get in here like that. I have to kind of change my grip a little on there to open it easily as a lefty. Something to consider. This is going to go into my mini knife shootout for sure. I just started that, and now we've got an extra addition that we can add to that. This is definitely a mini knife. A little lanyard hole on there, or for that key ring. Excuse me. I think I'm going to do a lanyard. I'll show you what I'm talking about in a second with these smaller knives. It'll help with some grab and some control with the back part right there. Okay, so like I said, 14C28N blade. We got the brass on the one side, stainless on the other. Not really recessed or anything. That's just those two pieces, not skeletonized at all. Blade is solid. Civivi makes some nice stuff. That mid $40 range, I would expect this to be pretty good. Got a captive pivot with a little C logo right there. No real writing or marking anywhere else. Very clean look. I like it with those lines on the brass. Cool look. Gives it some weight though. That brass is definitely a little bit heavier. Blade is centered nicely. Got a nice little flip out action. Like I said, no play, no jimps. I like a jimp. No jimps on there. Definitely a 2-finger at most grip. If I put a lanyard on there, that's going to help it out. Yeah, so flipper tab only. It's so small, I don't know if it really has a drop shut power to it at all. Just kind of have to flip it and then just bring it around and close, which is fine. But it's smaller. That's where I kind of struggle trying to open it with my left hand. And then the problem is I can't really grab that big like this. I don't want to get my palm in the way when I go to flip that out. How close is that right there? It's not real close to that end, so I can kind of grab onto with the meat of my palm a little bit and get in there like that without having to worry about it. That might be one of my more preferred methods for opening. Not really a choke up spot right there, but you can kind of put your finger on there because it's small. Get in there for some little cuts. This would be a nice little box opener, little simple carry pocket knife for your keychain or glove box or something. It's pretty small, but 14C, nice blade, solid. That's going to do work. And it's beefy because of that brass on there. It's solid. Let's get some close-ups. Wow, I'm way close and it's still full frame. It's a tiny one, I'll tell you that. So it looks like they coated the brass in black and then sanded it so you get this nice kind of like weathered, worn-in look. I dig it. I think that's cool. What color lanyard should we do for this? Comment below. Enjoy these unboxings. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you would like to see more. Look at that thing. This is one of the smaller ones. This is going to definitely be on the smaller side of the mini shootout size-wise. Wow. 4 3/8. It wants to be 4 3/8. It is not. Almost 4 3/8. Blade wants to be 2, but it's not. It wants to be 1 7/8. Someone could say it is, but yeah, that blade is literally though probably more like 1 6/8 or 1 and what is that? 13 6. 16ths, yeah, math. And 1 3/4 on the cutting surface with just a little bit of curve to it, and 2.5 inches for the handle. This is a teeny tiny little dude. All right, blade thickness 0.08. Not a bad size for this size of a knife. A mid-size knife can be like 11, 12, or thicker for the beefier ones. So 0.8 on this tiny little thing. 3.2 on the thickness of that. 0.54. It's about as thick this wide as they usually are, or this wide as they usually are this way. Sorry I wasn't on camera there. Excuse me. Dry mouthedness. Definitely a small one. It weighs nothing. All right. 1.4, very small. 3.67 of the pyrite is what I generally do everything off of. I'll put the mini pyrite on there. 1.8, 1.4. So it's trying to be as heavy as the mini pyrite, but it's significantly smaller. So that brass definitely kicks it up. It's got a lot of weight for the tiny size it is, even though it's still not very heavy because it is so little. All right, so like I said, I do the comparison, everything with the CJRB Pyrite. Nice, not quite full size, great everyday carry, button lock, a lot of different varieties and options available. Check them out. Pyrite makes this thing look absolutely tiny, and the Pyrite isn't quite full size. So we'll go ahead and get out the mini Pyrite. A little bit more comparable. So yeah, if you've ever handled one of the mini Pyrites, fun little user. But this is what I was talking about, the lanyard. I'm going to put a lanyard on this one here as well, give it some of that extra length, because this has got that shorter. This is more of a little bit of a 3-finger, but see, with that lanyard on there, it becomes like a full grab. When I grab on now, it becomes like an extension of the handle. Really nice. I've enjoyed it. I'm not a huge lanyard person. Just been recently trying them out. Thank you, Edyards, for being the inspiration. But I found on these smaller knives, they're great because I use them as a 5th pocket knife. I usually don't have a clip on them, or I'll take the clip off. This one doesn't have a clip at all anyway. So the lanyard helps kind of be able to take it out of that 5th pocket, gives it that little extension, makes it a little bit easier to use. And yeah, comparable for sure. Who knew? Who's got one of these? Who knew they were so small? Another one that is another contender for the mini shootout, is actually shorter, would be the Concept Rio. But you can see when you've got that tiny little knife, that lanyard definitely gives you a little extra grab, makes it easier, makes these really fun. If you want to watch the video on the Rio, check it out up there. But mini shootout stuff coming up soon as well. Stay tuned for that. Civivi Mini Elementum with brass. I dig it. Who knew? Stay sharp. We'll see you soon.